Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we will be painting not only a green dragon, but also one of the two demons from our previous craft video.
This is a modified Final Faction figure made from one of the Karn aliens.
And also some stuff from a bucket of plastic knight figures
the wings,
that also had a dragon and a tower and some siege weapons.
Yeah, we'll go over that play set later.
Should we put the mixing balls in here?
Yeah, every bottle. Oh, actually, the new green. You're right. I didn't put any in that. Did I get anything else besides green? I think I got black.
Yeah, you got a
But
black.
before we get started, let's show them what colors you'll be using and what colors I'll be using, just so.
I'll be using this new
Vallejo.
Vallejo
Intermediate.
Intermediate green.
Show the camera.
Panzer series, whatever this is.
And then show off the two army painters.
The what?
The army painter, the other paints. That you
Oh,
use.
yes.
This is Goblin Green.
And Demon Yellow. Or Demonic Yellow.
And I will be using our favorite Pure Red, which we use for a lot of things. That'll be for his skin. This is Alien Purple, which will be for his robe, tunic, sort of toga.
I was expecting it to be a brownish color.
No. And then Ash Gray, another one of our favorites for the inserts of the wings. And then Old Gold for the jewelry that I created for him with Milliput. That would be his little necklace with a gem. I also gave him some bracers that also have gems in them. Hopefully I won't get any paint on the gems. And I picked clear gems as opposed to red or something like that, just to be different. Also to go along with his staff, which will have a crystal ball on it. So I was going with just a sort of clear.
Yeah, so should I start painting?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which brush should I use for each color? Which one should I use for the base color?
Well, if you're
Actually,
gonna,
what color should I do first? Yellow, which is going to be the chest color.
I would go with the green.
No, not the yellow. Yellow is going to be the wing color.
Oh, really? Okay.
Goblin green is going to be the color for the stomach plates.
Okay.
And intermediate green is going.
I would go with the intermediate green because that's what I think you're going to be using the most.
Which
of.
brush then?
Probably the big flat
This
that's in your hand.
Okay.
And I'm going.
Honestly, I don't even remember which one was which. I'm only assuming because I can't tell the difference in colors.
I can.
I can tell the difference, but I just don't remember which one was which.
Also, you can tell that the intermediate green, because it's a Vallejo, is running toward the bottom of that palette.
Yeah, that's the only reason I was able to tell because the location, obviously, but I didn't remember the color.
I'll shake this up real good, and I'm going to add a little water just so it gets in there. I contemplated making up a contrast paint for this, but because because I'm going to do a heavy black wash over the whole figure, so I figured that wouldn't be necessary. I'm just going to add some water to this before I get sound effects in the background. At least
that might be important.
At least it's not the chewer.
Yeah.
Just add a little water here.
Well, I'll check that. I'm done with this one. Small thing.
Well, yes, we had a very busy day. We went on a nice 3-hour bike and hike in our local desert area.
With a friend.
And we'll probably post some photos of that to Facebook later, so you can see what we do in our off time when we're not working on the channel. But all in all, it was a good day.
We found some interesting things, to say the least.
Well, rocks.
Rocks, yeah.
That's mostly what we grab is rocks. I'll let the camera see what you're doing. So hope you guys had a nice weekend. We had a really good weekend. Really productive. Got some cleaning in the garage done. And you notice that I'm painting, and often I paint the feet first. Normally, my theory, being a professional painter, houses and things like that, I was taught to start at the top and work your way down. But I do the opposite here because I want the feet to dry, especially with these aliens that I've been doing lately. I want the feet to dry so they don't stick to whatever I put it down on when I'm done painting it. I don't want it to stick to the table or the foam core that's here on the table. So I'll paint the feet first, and hopefully that'll give them a chance to dry a bit, and then I won't have to worry about that. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of house painting and things like that, and they always said it's just like painting a flagpole. You start at the top and work your way down, because if you start at the bottom, you got nothing but wet paint below you. So that's why I do it this way, just so I can make sure, because I've made that mistake before painting miniatures and things like that, other dragons and big monsters, and then come to find out that it's stuck to my table, or it's stuck to whatever I'm painting on. And we've had a whole lot of fun with these Final Faction figures. I will post a...
They are good for making things.
We looked for some of the Switch alternate head figures this weekend with no luck. They were basically sold out of everything but a few of the aliens.
I didn't see them.
When we went Saturday.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I told you, I think, the other day.
Yeah, I think I just was preoccupied with looking for
crafts and things like that.
Yeah, because I thought that we weren't going to really be working with them for a while.
Yeah, I keep toying with the idea of what we could do with the other Final Faction figures, the humans.
They're really only statues.
No, I wouldn't mind repainting them just to repaint them, like so many other people do. They just come up with a new color scheme and just paint them because they're action figures. But I haven't really, other than the mech. Yeah, and I notice a lot of people have done some really fantastic jobs painting them, and I'm like, I don't know that I could do much better or come up with a better color scheme than I've seen. It would just be a variation. So just let those guys hog all that glory, and we'll work on our specialties.
Surprised there isn't that many of the aliens.
Yeah, I kind of am too. Actually, there are a few. I'm not going to say there aren't, but it does seem predominantly like the mech is the favorite.
Well, I understand, but I'm surprised how many there are of the humans, like the regular people.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those too, but it really doesn't surprise me if you're, a big action figure fan. I could see, painting them all kinds of different ways. And unfortunately, the one I like the most would be Shift, and I don't want to mess with those because of the variant. Who knows that the old version might become super collectible because
Just buy another one. They're really cheap right now.
Well, yeah, but if the one with the original head becomes the rare one because they stopped making it,
can you still buy it?
Yeah, I'm sure that's mostly what's on the shelves is the old version. But I could be wrong. But I haven't seen any of them at all. All we see are the aliens, which is really weird because I think the aliens are the neatest ones so far.
Yeah, same.
The mech is awesome.
I agree.
The mech is definitely, the favorite of the good guys, let's say. But I could see painting them up, later on down the road when, summer's here and we've got lots of extra time or something like that. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna focus on what we do best.
Which is putting stuff on other things.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna say that, we're super innovative. We come up with some good ideas. Let's, not sell ourselves short, but, Yeah, I really like
You
that red
definitely
color.
had some good ideas.
Yeah, I really like this
The
color.
bridge wasn't really.
Going back to that, huh?
The bridge, it turned out good. However,
It was probably our most annoying.
I think that'll change soon.
Yeah,
I think that's going to change.
you're such an optimist. You have no idea what he's talking about, but we have 2 projects planned for
Well, I
this
mean, you
month.
will if you're watching later.
This month we have 2 projects that may be a little bit over our head, but we're going to give it a go anyways. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start working on them this week when I'm not painting for fun. I started a Shadows of Brimstone figure last night, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Which one? Oh, you started making it.
Yeah, I haven't started
thought you said
painting
painting it.
No, I just started working on it. It's one of the things I like about Shadows of Brimstone so much is that I get to put the figures together, and I really enjoy the assembly, even though the filing and the clipping isn't my favorite part. I do enjoy it still. Sometimes a little bit more than the actual painting. It's kind of harder to screw that part up, I guess. I mean, if you cut it out right, you don't actually cut off somebody's hand, which I've done a couple of times lately. Almost.
Oh.
When I was doing the Oni, their fingers were hard to get around, and I almost cut some. No, it wasn't the hands. It was one of the Oni's horns. I don't know if you noticed. He's got a clip mark in his horn.
I need to see that.
And
Oh, by the way, you just said what our thing is.
did I?
Yeah, you did.
Oh no, I blew the surprise.
Such importance.
Yeah, well, they know we're big Shadows of Brimstone fans, and
Yeah.
they should expect a Shadows of Brimstone video almost every month from us.
Well, it's always been every month ever since we started.
No, I mean they should from
I mean,
now on.
ever since we started doing Shadow Brimstone, it's always been one review a month.
Yeah, they can
We
expect.
kind of have a schedule of we do a dragon, we do crafts, and we do.
A Shadows of Brimstone video.
Yeah, we have always done a Shadow Brimstone review since as soon as we started, we always did it like once a month
And we will continue to do that.
until we run out of Shadow Brimstone stuff to do.
And they stop making Shadows of Brimstone stuff, which I don't think will ever happen. If that happens, they're throwing away a lot of my money.
And you, wait,
Future
what?
money. Well, I would buy Shadows of Brimstone stuff until I'm 90 if they kept putting it out.
So you mean 10 years from now?
I knew you were going to make an old joke. I just knew it. I felt it coming.
You know, that happens kind of often.
Because, yeah, I'm 80 right now, yeah.
Yeah. I was originally going to say 20.
5 years from now.
You know, I was originally going to say 1. But
So next year, yeah. Oh, that would...
that's someone else. Actually, I think that's incorrect. I think it's... Whatever.
So how's it coming?
Good.
You want to let the camera see what you got going on there? Or? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good choice. Definitely a good choice. And
You know, it's weird how they painted it. They just had some, like, spray it black, and dry brush the whole thing green, and then dry brush some other stuff.
yeah, the cover box art was weak. Let's put it that way.
I mean, it's interesting the way they did it. Dry brush black and... Like, I wouldn't expect that to be a successful way to do it. However, I don't feel like doing it that way. I like using washes more than I like using dry brushing. I mean, obviously dry brushing is just as important, like you do it over a wash. But I don't know why. I feel like it turns out better after doing a wash and then like dry brushing over it.
Yeah. I must admit that, discovering washes has changed, my painting, from the old school.
You never used washes.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that even back in the 80s when I was painting in the beginning, they talked about washes, and I just never did it. I had the instruction sheets right there saying, water it down or what have you. And
Oh yeah, why am I worried? I'm gonna paint the entire thing green anyways.
Yeah.
Should I wash off this brush?
If you need to. Or you could, well, yeah. Definitely don't leave, oh, you mean wash it off elsewhere.
The soap.
Gotcha.
It's
still
still slippery. How is that?
But I'm starting to really dig the way this guy looks. I'm tempted to paint the other demon that we made a completely different color.
Yeah, it's still oil stains.
What do you think, Bud? Do you think we should paint the other demon a different color than red? The bigger guy? You think orange?
I don't know. I mean, demons are usually warmer colors. I don't think you want to paint a demon yellow.
No, and I definitely don't want to paint him green.
Well, green's not a warm color.
No, but I mean, you know, there are.
Well, it's one of the. It can be.
It's. I know. I just don't want it to look like the aliens that we did already. Is my point.
Mm.
You know, then it'll just look like another alien instead of his demonness. I'm not sure which one I like best so far of what we've done with the two demon mods. Let you guys tell us what you think when they're done.
I mean, they're almost opposites.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of shooting for, is to get them to be as different from one another as possible. You know, you got the, you know, this guy looks like more of the intellectual type, and the other one's more of the bruiser.
No, I mean the different each, like we did sci-fi, which it already was, but we added a bunch of sci-fi stuff, and this one we're making it a medieval style demon.
Yeah. See if I can get some paint on his face without messing it up. And I will have to put on the goofy glasses for this. I hate when that happens. It watered it down and it got all up into the ferrule there. You know what, I'm going to use a smaller brush for this. I may have to go over his face with a wash because the primer obscured a lot of his face, and his face is turning out pink because I added too much water.
Mm.
But I'd rather that than it just obscure his face even more.
Yeah, but his face still needs to be the same shade of red.
Yeah. I also gave him a milliput helmet that was a lot easier than I thought when I was working on it. Unlike the mech when we modified their heads.
No. What's he doing?
But all in all, I think his face, his helmet turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
You still working on the
Wings?
basic green?
Yeah.
You'll be doing that for a while, I think.
That might be all I get to this video. Should I move on to the next color once I'm done with this?
Yeah, definitely.
And by that I mean once I'm done with the first one.
Yeah, you can go back to that. Just so that, you know, like always we show them, you know, kind of like half of what we've done.
Should I do just the entire half?
Yeah. If you want to, just to... So you can get as many different colors and, you know, angles, so to speak, of the paint job.
You know, I can't even describe my extremely high intelligence just now.
What did you do?
I grabbed the wing.
At least you didn't put the paintbrush into your coffee mug. That is the number one most humorous mistake people make, is where they put their paintbrush in the
You know, I
coffee,
almost did something similar to that once.
or they put their paintbrush into the coffee mug, or they actually drink out of the paint cup.
You know, I've done something similar to that. I forgot what it was.
You're not a real painter until you've made that mistake at least once, I think.
Yeah. I mean, at least not that many people have literally stepped into a cup of like a cup like this big, filled with drinkable liquids. If you remember that.
No, I don't. I'm having a feeling you're going to remind me of what that was, though.
I'm gonna try to not do
Okay,
that.
I appreciate that, because it sounds like I did something stupid.
No, I did something
Oh,
stupid.
you did it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well then, yeah. Lucky I don't remember it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that green. That's just about perfect.
Who chose it?
I think we chose it together at Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah, it was at Hobby Lobby. I forgot. Yeah, there's good paints. There's good paints there. I mean, they have paints at all, really.
Yeah, they have some filet out.
And the little ones that do have are good. It's just the selection isn't that good.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's more of a selection for military type painters than anything.
Yeah, I think so. It's just kind of weird, but
It's a shame, but
I mean, they do. The thing is, they do have some very non-military colors, like
the metallic blue.
yeah, the metallic blue is the example I was going to use. That's not military at all.
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. It's a great color, and I'm glad we discovered it because it really came in handy. But yeah, it's definitely not very military. I'm just about done with the red on this guy, and then I will move on to, I think I'm going to skip the rogue for now, and let the red dry a little more, and then I'll go on to it, maybe in the same video, but if not, you know, you guys will
What
see.
should I move on to? The other inside of the wings? Or the stomach plates?
That's up to
Not
you.
really just the stomach plates, it's other.
Yeah, well, just whatever you do, look at your palette, because some of your paints are, the other colors, it might have been a better idea not to squish them out and wait until you actually needed them, because they're going to start drying and you know, filming over.
Do you notice the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking?
Yeah. I can see the,
Oh, you can see the color?
yeah, I can see it. And I know Army Painter, I know how they react to just being in the open air. We will definitely have to get ourselves a couple of wet palettes before summer hits, because when it gets hot here, painting is very difficult.
And it gets high temperatures here.
Yeah, even
How
with
close
the
are we to that stomach?
no, I don't know.
We're relatively close.
Yeah, but I just know that it gets really, really warm here and really dry. And we'd rather... Did I get everything? Oh, there's a little bit showing. I don't know if people can actually see that, but I always like to paint things even if people can't see them, just in case they pick the model up and just go, oh, you didn't finish it or whatever. And, you know, it's honestly, it's a waste of paint. If you can't see it, you know. But
However.
I'll still do it. I'll still paint what you can't see.
I usually only do that once once it's dry. Or not dry, but once I've finished most of it, just so that I can,
Use up the paint.
yeah, and so I don't need to use more than I would have if I didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach him not to waste paint, even a drop. It's just,
Even though I've actually asked about that multiple times, and you have said that it's nothing to worry about, even though it was quite a few drops. And by quite a few drops, I mean 3
yeah.
max.
It's just so much of a hassle to get paint right now through the mail. And when you need just one color, it's just the shipping is the same price as the paint, and that bothers me. I don't like when that happens.
Yeah, it's not the same thing, but it reminds me of when people on eBay or Amazon or someplace like that would sell an item for $1, but then the shipping price would be like 15.
Yeah, that's.
Isn't that against most sites?
Well, they do that to get away with not having to pay the Amazon or eBay a huge amount of money.
Yeah, so isn't that against their terms of service?
I don't know if it's terms of service, and most people don't call them on it because the customers see what they're doing, and the algorithm or the moderators or whatever, they don't notice or care. They're just doing a job that they're not, investing in the company, so to speak. But I'm just about ready to call it a night.
Let me. Yeah, I'll do some painting afterwards.
This video's been rolling on for the usual time.
Yeah.
It is a school night. Let's just show them off what we've done so far. We will be back next Sunday. Put them up close to the camera. And I'm having a difficulty with the red. I don't want to touch it. But yeah, I really like this color green.
Yeah, I like it as well.
And like I said before, I really like the pose too of this dragon. It's really.
It's not as good as the the white dragon, but it's definitely better than the bone and the red dragon.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video with us tonight. We had a great weekend, and we're glad we could end it with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. And join us Tuesday for a video, as well as a craft video on Thursday. And we'll be back Sunday to paint some more dragons and some more demons, because I'll be working on either this one or the other one that you guys haven't seen yet, just so we can, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Kind of like being able to paint alongside the little guy while he's doing the dragon, so you don't have to just sit here and listen to me ramble. So that's it for us here at Shadow and Sun. Hope you guys had a good time, and have a great week. We will see you soon. Good night. Say good night, bud.
Good night.